Hello, how's it going? It's Gambino here. We just had a good card last week. Got another good card coming in this week. UFC Holloway versus Rodriguez. 268 was pretty good. Had a lot of good calls. Went 10 for 4, I believe. And yeah, a lot of good calls. We had Ode Osborne. I believe I called that to go the distance. That was a plus 135. We had Melseek versus Bruno Souza. I thought Bruno Souza did enough to at least get the split or something, but I mean, maybe I'm just crazy. But I don't know who called this one. I don't think any of us called this one right. I think JJ definitely. I mean, Chills definitely picked Melseek, so he had that right. Um, we both picked Dustin Jacoby. Uh, and I believe we both saw it going the distance. I definitely called it. Uh, Gian Vellante versus Chris Barnett. I had initially picked Chris Barnett, and then changed my mind, and JJ stuck with Chris Barnett. Called it, said it was gonna end in the distance. Said the only person getting the finish was gonna be Chris Barnett. He was right. Then we got Jordan Williams versus Ian Gary. We both had Ian Gary. We didn't see. I don't think we had a call for this one. Edmund Shabazian versus Nazardine Imavov. We both called it, but JJ really nailed this one. On the head. He was saying that Imavov was just gonna be better with the strikes, and I believe at some point I said if Shabazian ends up trying to wrestle, it's because it's not going good for him because his striking isn't as good as he thought, and Nasruddin, that's what he showed. And we had that ended inside the distance, and it did. Phil Hawes, Chris Curtis. We both had picked Phil Hawes, but I mean, uh, we definitely called the hedge. We knew Chris Curtis was gonna. We knew if Phil Hawes, or at least I knew. I thought Phil Hawes was gonna get the finish. I mean, not the finish. He was gonna take it to the distance, hoping that he would wrestle. Because if he didn't, he was gonna get knocked out, and that's what ended up happening. He fell in love with his striking, and he got knocked out. And then Alaquinta versus Bobby Green. I believe I had initially picked Bobby Green, and then just changed my mind and picked Alaquinta. Think switching Freddie for Alaquinta, thinking I don't know nonsense. Bobby Green was just he was too fast. He saw everything. He was just he was going at 100 miles an hour, and Alaquinta was trying to catch up. Knocked him out. JJ called that one. JJ had Bobby Green. Alex Pereira versus Andres Michailidis. We both called that one. We both knew it was gonna go past. It wasn't gonna go past the second. We thought the it did not completing two full rounds was gonna be a good bet. It would have been a real good bet. The 1.5, the under was also a good bet. So we called that one, and we picked the right fighter. And then as far as the main event goes, I picked every single fight right here from here on out. The only fight I got wrong, no, I got every fight right. JJ was only got one fight wrong. Wrong. He picked Frankie Edgar instead of Marlon Vera, and we didn't say anything about Justin Gaethje. We said it was gonna end inside the distance, and it didn't. Shane Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo goes over 1.5. We That's one of the bets that we thought was gonna hit, and it did. We were both right. We both thought Shane Burgos was gonna take it, and JJ was saying if it hits the third, it's gonna go to decision. And he was right. He was right. Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Vera. So this is where I picked Marlon Vera, and yeah, called it. I thought Marlon Vera was. I think I called him getting the finish. I believe I did. Well, a late finish. I think I said like a late second round or third round finish, which is what ended up happening. It was a good fight. It looked like everybody was right about what Frankie was going to be able to do, but just Marlon Vera was. I think he had enough experience fighting a veteran like Jose Aldo, or fighting somebody like Frankie wasn't too hard, too difficult. Now, Weili Zhang versus Rose. We were both right. We both had Rose, and we both thought Weili was gonna wrestle. We both thought Rose's grappling was gonna be good enough. I didn't actually. Rose surprised me with how she was always trying to get back up. She didn't just stay on the floor. So she's better. She's scary. Um, so yeah, that was a good call. We had that one right. We had it go into distance, and it did. And then Kumar versus Kobe, both right. And then JJ basically called it. Chose basically called it, saying that Kumaro was gonna. He could see Kumaro dominating Kobe. So if you would have gone out there and bet on, instead of what I was saying, which was the split decision, if you would have bet Kumaro getting the unanimous decision, you would have made some plus money. You would have made some good money. And that's it for last week's card. And on to this week's card. Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. Two guys that demolished Frankie Edgar. We used this. Well, actually, Frankie Edgar demolished Yair Rodriguez. But he was definitely being used as a sacrificial goat or a lamb. And Frankie said, nope, let me beat the shit out of you. So I'm just gonna make this pretty quick. So Kennedy Nchukwu versus Nanung Jong. I got Kennedy Nchukwu. Think he's gonna be the longer, taller guy with more output. His grappling's gonna be good enough to withstand Nanung Jung trying to pin him up against the fence. Got Kennedy. Mark De Kessie versus Rafael Alves. I've seen this guy fight. Oh, that's right, Demir. And I mean, Demir's he's a little bit on the older side and not as not very active. So I'm gonna. This guy had a fight with. He beat Lando. He lost to Dan Hooker. He's been in the UFC for a while. I'm gonna go with Mark Diakese to beat Rafael Alves in his second fight. Yeah, and yes, yeah, definitely. Rafael Alves looks like he had a lot of. I don't know why all these were canceled. All these bouts. He had a good. If he would have fought and beat Mike Trezano, oh, Mike Trezano hurt himself. I do remember this guy giving it to Demir, but Demir is just a little bit on the older side. 19 and 10, 10 losses. Yeah, I'm going with Mark Diakese. 9 and 9, Courtney Casey versus Liana Jojua. Let me see. Cast Iron, 34 years old. Mark Bor- Mara Borella. She beat Angela Hill. I know Jojua just got beat down by. Oh, she's been in the UFC since 2015. Beat Random Marcos. She ever been submitted? Nope. Oh, wrong. I'm going to say I want to pick I want to pick Jojua, but maybe I'm simping. Just like the idea of picking the. Oh, she's smaller. UFC possibly one on here. Diana Babita, Sarah Moore, Miranda Maverick. She wanted to keep fighting in that fight, but she was getting beat up. Hmm. Jillian Robertson, JJ Aldridge. She got submitted. Hmm. Think if Liana Jojua goes out there and wrestles, she's part of this Georgian country of Georgia, which has it's that guy that beat up the Leech, also one wizard guy fought Yusuf Zalal. Not Ian Tapura, Ilya Tapura. There you go. I believe they're in the same camp. And then there's Devashvili, Marab, and then Giga Chiktazi. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jujua. That'll be my first dog. Got to do some more film. I know Courtney Casey's tough, but I want to go with the younger lady here. Sean Woodson versus Colin Anglin. We've seen Colin Anglin get beat up by Mel Seek, and I just kind of think Sean Woodson's a little bit. There's more talent out of Sean Woodson, so I'm gonna go with Sean Woodson. He's got a good win over Yusuf Salal. Beat Terrence McKinney, who had himself a pretty good knockout over Matt Frivola. That's right, and it was a 7-second knockout. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Sean Woodson, the sniper, to go in there and continue the streak. He was on a good streak, and then Julian Rosa decided to choke him out. I'm sure Sean Woodson is the big favorite here. Miguel Baeza versus Chaos Williams. The thing about Chaos Williams is that he's been given a lot of tough opponents. He's overcome them. Alex Moreno, Abdul, Matt Semmelsberger. This Matt Semmelsberger was pretty good. Showed a lot of. He's shown a lot of growth. I gotta rewatch this fight. You get takedowns in that fight or something? No, he just outlanded. No, Miguel Baez's had himself a war too. He just came from losing to Santiago Ponzinibbio, who's been knocked out. Kashisato, he got himself some pretty good power. If Miguel Baez can, I'm assuming don't remember this fight, this Michel Pereira fight, but I'm thinking he just stood at his distance and outpointed him. I'm thinking Miguel Baeza could do the same thing. But I've seen this guy just kind of stay in the pocket sometimes. So this is definitely going to be a scary fight. He stayed in there with Matt Brown, and Matt Brown gave it to him. Seen Chaos get wobbled. I'm going to go with, let me see. Should I not? Look at that. Yeah, I'm not going to let that make a decision for me. I'm going to pick, it's hard. Look at this record one more time. The UFC, we got Hector Aldana, Matt Brown, Takashi Sato, Santiago Ponzinibbio. Lost to Santiago. This was a good fight. Good fight. Decent. Pretty decent fight. And he was on a roll up until Santiago. Santiago's a very educated striker. I'm gonna go with Miguel Baeza. Yeah. Cynthia Calvillo versus Andrea Lee. I'm gonna go with Cynthia Calvillo. I'm pretty sure Andrea Lee lost to Roxanne Modafferi. And yeah, I like Roxanne, but it just lets me know that your grappling ain't gonna be there. Cynthia Calvillo is definitely gonna bring the grappling, and she just took a bad loss to Caitlin Chukagian. Just kind of looked like she didn't put it all out there. Sure, she's regretting that loss. Yeah, and she's a little older though, huh? Yeah, that loss. What about this one? Who's this to? Jessica Andrade. So yeah, they're giving her someone a little easier, but KGB's real deal. She ain't gonna want to grapple with her. Yeah, I think I got Cynthia. For now, I got Cynthia Calvillo. So far we got Kennedy Nchukwu, Mark De Casey, Leanna Jojua, Sean Woodson, Miguel Baeza, Cynthia Calvillo. Now Tiago Moises versus Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez was in Vegas the last time this guy fought. Yep. I think I remember picking Alexander, thinking his grappling was going to be enough. This guy's been in the UFC since 2019. This is quite the jump in talent. while Thiago Moises, I believe, is definitely going down, and he's going to be the shorter man, I'm sure. Yeah, we just saw what how fast Bobby Green was, and won a unanimous. He's fought Michael Johnson, who's at the time, well, I guess he was in decline, but he's definitely the had the most time in the UFC, not just fights, but actual time in the octagon. You have to pick Thiago Moises. Have to. Definitely going to look into this more. Islam did get the choke on him, and I know Joel Alvarez, he likes himself a submission. So I mean, he does. Yeah, if he's got 16 and 2 KOs, which is insane. 16 out of 18. It's insane. So yeah, Joel Alvarez by submission probably wouldn't be that crazy. Maybe in the third round, like maybe Thiago gets tired. But if not, I think Thiago was gonna out wrestle Joel, get a decision. Yeah, to try to look for some plus money because I'm just gonna assume this guy's a heavy favorite, American top team. Just assuming this is like a minus 300 without even looking. Let's go look at it. I'm sticking with Thiago, but yeah, see, I was pretty close. Minus 225, which is how it should be. El Fenomeno, the Phenom. Yadong Song versus Julio Arce. Julio Arce ups, came in and upset a lot of people his last fight. Hadn't fought in quite a while. And then came in there and beat Andre Ewell. I had Andre Ewell, so he upset me, that's for damn sure. He's coming in with some good fights. Dan Ige. That's crazy. You fight Dan Ige and then they give you Tamor. Then you lose to Shayman Moraes. I'm sure he's not in the UFC anymore. He's in PFL. Yadong Song, huh? I like I like Song. Kung Fu Monkey. Everybody's Kung Fu fighting. Beat Marlon Vera, who just beat Casey Kenny. This guy's got some good. He's got some one, two, three. This guy's definitely the UFC veteran. I'm gonna go with Yadong Song. Gonna have to go against Julio once again. I know he's got a good one over Dan Ige, but I think Yadong knows how to beat this guy. Remember right though, the other guy has some good pressure, but so does Song. So it's gonna be a good fight. I got Yadong Song, Roman Dolidze versus Cal Dawkins. I believe what's his name? Kevin Holland. I was thinking Kevin Hart in my head, couldn't go away from that. Kevin Holland versus Cal Dawkins, who was supposed to be on here. But Cal Dawkins headbutted Kevin Holland so hard, he has yet to wake up. So Roman Dolidze Instead of taking his place, I'm playing Kevin Holland. He got something else happened to Kevin Holland, so he won't be fighting. But I don't like Roman Dolidze. I've seen him just hold people. Lost to Trevin Giles. Ugh. This is one of these kind of stinker kind of a fights. I want to pick Kyle Dawkins though. Oh man, I want to pick Kyle Dawkins, but Roman Dolidze looks like the type of person that will do anything to win, even hold you down for a very long time. I think a lot of that has to do with his last loss, his Trevin Giles loss. He was on a roll and then he took a loss, and I think he liked that very much. Kyle Dawkins kind of has to win, so I'm gonna go with Kyle Dawkins. So I'd say he's a 180, 170, 250 favorite. Oh my God, you're gonna have to look at that some more. 'Cause Kyle Dawkins hasn't. He's been underperforming. I believe coming into the UFC, he was the brighter prospect over his brother, and as we've all seen, his brother has been outshining him. So he's definitely been underperforming. Felicia Spencer versus Leah Letson. Uh, and I've seen Felicia Spencer get beat up quite a few times. Um, Leah Letson, I haven't seen her. And Julia Stolarenko, I remember seeing her almost die on the scale trying to fight Julia Avila. That's right. She almost died on the scale and had to. Wow. So they fought in 2018. So this is her last fight. 2018, 5-1. Felicia Spencer's been active. Is this like another Bobby Green versus? She just fought Dumont. Dumont was going in there with the strikes, hitting her fast, took it to a split decision. I like Felicia Spencer. Just fought the champ. Just this, it's like we were saying about Bobby Green. She's just gonna be moving at a scene, everything. Should be compared to the women she's been fighting. This lady should be too slow. Timing not there. Ben Rothwell versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. I don't know why I feel there should be a D there. It's messing me up. Rogerio de Lima. Um, this is a hard one. I feel like Chris Barnett was having a little bit of success, landing enough punches to where Marcos could have a shot, but maybe Ben Rothwell just goes in there and ends this guy and finally calls it a career. At 40 years old, fighting a 36-year-old man, 39-13. This guy's just seen it all. This guy's coming out of the American Top Team. Maybe he wrestles him up. Maybe Rodrigo wrestles him up. Maurice Green took him a decision unanimous and got rid of him. Alexander Romanov. I gotta watch this again. B. Ben Sassoli. This was a good knockout too. Stefan Struve. You lose gonna lose? Stefan Struve? Let me see. Have you ever fought Stefan Struve? Ben Rothwell? Check it out. Um, yeah, we're gonna go with Ben Rothwell. You gonna get choked out by that. Same. I gotta watch this fight. It was a while ago, but right now I'm leaning Ben Rothwell. Now, Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. I mean, it's pretty much already. I'm just too big of a Max Holloway fan. Jesus, such a heavy favorite. Yair's striking is, and he hasn't fought in a while. I don't believe he's fought in a while. You haven't seen him fight, and they're giving him Max Holloway. That makes me feel like they don't like Yair. Something must have happened here, somewhere around here that some respect was lost. I'm gonna go with Yair. I mean, what am I saying? Going with Max Holloway, the man, the myth, the absolute legend. Max Holloway at 22-6, staying active out here. Staying active out here. Calvin Qatar beat Jose Aldo round 3. Beat him twice in the same year. Beat the current champ in another weight class. In another weight class. Just look at this. It doesn't stop saying UFC. So I'm definitely gonna pick Max Holloway, the company man. You already know the UFC loves Max Holloway. He's only 30 years old. I'm sure Yair is just as young, but Max Holloway's been putting in the work. This guy's 29. Sure, he he feels more entitled. While Max is definitely earned any type of call out fight that he desires. So I'm going with Max Holloway. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. All right, so we got. Let's see how much. Let's see if we can put this on a website. See how much money we could make if you were to go put this bet in somewhere. So we got Chuku. We got Kennedy. We got Mark Diakese. We got Liano Jojua. Where is it? Where is it? It's a lot of heavy favorites on this card. So for 12 fights, so we got all right, we got Diakese, Jojua, Sean Woodson, Miguel Baeza, Cynthia Calvillo, Tiago Moises, Yadong Song, Kyle Dawkins, Felicia Spencer, Ben Rothwell, and Max Holloway. For those 12 picks, there's only one underdog. Kennedy being a slight underdog. You go in there, you put $10 on that, you win $3,267. So it's a 32,679 odd. 12 picks. And yeah, those are my picks and recap. Uh, the recap from 268 and my picks for UFC Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. Uh, Try to get another one of these streams in at the end of the week. If you watched our last videos, you'll see we were right about a lot of picks. We were right about a lot of picks. We were right about a lot of bets, a lot of good ways to hedge. Definitely take a look at that, just so you can see for yourself. The proof is in the pudding, and we got tons of that. So thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.